The differences with Lionsgate is they go to auction and they're going to sell this up front. Like, look, you buy it, whatever you make in your home country with this movie, you own the distribution rights for this film in perpetuity. What's the advantage there? Before Lionsgate shoots a single frame of the film, they've already got cash in hand to pay for it. They're not financing the whole thing. They're not floating debt for a year and a half waiting for this thing to release. They are pre-selling it, and they're getting cash in hand to fund the production before the actual production has begun.
Renegade Online.
I try to find teachable moments, because again, the motto here for 4 years has been, we got to put Hollywood through the business and financial lens of reality. So we need to look at how these studios are doing things differently. Now, if you recall, in the last couple of months, I covered a story trying to show people how Lionsgate does things very differently. I think it's a brilliant little studio. It's I think one of the best mid-majors in terms of studios out there by far. I think business-wise, they're very, very smart people, and I love the way they do this. Lionsgate sells the actual international distribution rights for cash up front. So what do I mean by that? If you're Warner Brothers, or if you're Disney, or if you're Comcast, they're not doing that, right? They come out with a movie. They come out with Jurassic Park, or they come out with Superman. They come out with Fantastic Four, and they have international distribution partners that have a takedown. But all of that money, what's left of it, eventually flows back into Disney's coffers, or Warner Brothers, or Comcast. So this is one of the reasons that we always talk about why on the domestic side of the market, we say that, hey, big budget, big releases from big studios, probably still seeing between 50 and 55%, probably 55%, especially if they give a movie at least a good 45-day run out in domestic take. So if they make $100 million at the box office on the domestic side in North America, that means that a Disney or a Warner Brothers or a Comcast is going to get back probably about 55 million of that after AMC and Marcus and IMAX and everybody else takes their cut for allowing them the use of their very valuable exhibition real estate, the theater you go see the movie in. On the international side, some of these distributors have international presence. A lot of these companies like Comcast, Disney, Warner Brothers, everybody else will also have distribution, like their own owned distribution channel in, say, the UK. So there might be a, Disney Distribution UK, but they don't have necessarily an entity in 30, 40, 50, 60 different foreign territories. They will license it out, and that distributor in that foreign territory will take a piece, and then the rest of it will come back to Disney. This is why we, look at things Deadline does, I do, AMC, everybody else. And the suggestion is, from what we've seen, especially in recent years, it's come down a little bit, about 40% of the international box office will actually make it back to the studio. And that doesn't include China. China's 20 to 25% because the commies take the rest. Lionsgate does it differently. Instead of waiting to get money from international markets that they don't have any control over, that they don't have their own distribution channels in, Lionsgate actually sells the movies to international distributors up front. We talked about this with John Wick and Ballerina recently and other Lionsgate entries, and why it's like, no, they'll be fine. Even though Ballerina, which was a phenomenal movie, I loved it. Renegade Jr. loved it. It was a great John Wick spin-off movie. I can't wait to see it again. Okay? I have it on pre-order, as a matter of fact, for 4K physical media. But Lionsgate spent a lot of money making that movie because they went back and did some major reshoots to add more of John Wick, of Keanu Reeves into it. But they had collected like 40 million plus, 50 million, something stupid, 40, $50 million in cash up front before they sold a single movie ticket, because they sold it to international distribution. Here's the new one, The Hunger Games, Sunrise on the Reaping. This is another kind of prequel entry. And I'm a big Hunger Games fan. I didn't like the last one that much with Rachel Ziegler in it, but part of that probably was because Rachel Ziegler was in it. But I'm a big Hunger Games fan. I love the books, and I did like the original 4 movies, and I haven't watched them in a while, and I need to. So I'm curious about this new one. But Lionsgate, again, who's got the distribution rights, the film rights to the Hunger Games books, they've already sold, or they're selling. It's up for auction right now. Lionsgate has locked in a host of international independent distribution partners for the Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping, which begins filming this summer. Before Lionsgate has even started principal photography on this movie, which they're probably going to wind up spending close to $100 million shooting this new Hunger Games movie. These are big movies. They're expansive. They're location shots, soundstage shots. There's a lot that goes. They're not $200-300 million monsters usually, at least not in this day and age. But they are big, 100 to 200. These are big movies. Lionsgate is already selling the film, and they haven't even shot a frame of it yet. This is the brilliance of Lionsgate. Check this out. The 6th installment of the billion-dollar franchise is due to be released November 20th, 2026, Thanksgiving next year. Lionsgate will release the film in North America and the UK. International partners include Leonine, Germany. I could be saying that wrong. Leonine! We'll go with that. Metropolitan Film in France, Notorious, Italy, Nordisk in Scandinavia, Belga and Benelux. Is that Belgium and Luxembourg? I think that's Belgium and Luxembourg. Form in Eastern Europe and Israel, Ascot in Switzerland, Pris in Portugal, Empire, blah, blah, so on and so forth. These are all the international distributors. And a lot of these names on this list are the same film distribution companies that places like Disney, Warner Brothers, Sony, Comcast, Universal, that they all use, right? The differences with Lionsgate is they go to auction and they're going to sell this up front. Like, look, you buy it, whatever you make in your home country with this movie, you as distributor, you own the distribution rights for this film in perpetuity, or to some degree. Theatrical, streaming, whatever. All this is set up front. What's the advantage there? Before Lionsgate shoots a single frame of the film, they've already got cash in hand to pay for it. They're not financing the whole thing. They're not floating debt for a year and a half waiting for this thing to release. They are pre-selling it, and they're getting cash in hand up front to fund the production before the actual production has begun. Y'all tell me Lionsgate isn't freaking brilliant. Here's the kicker. This is what I wanted to get to. As we revealed at Deadline in recent months, some of the asking prices were big here. The Germany ask ranged between $20 and $32 million, for example, depending on other movies being included in a package deal. Some of those may have been, other small pictures that Lionsgate has coming out. And this is the point. From one country, and Germany's one of the big, obvious, big countries in terms of the international markets out there. Germany alone is going to be cutting a check for maybe $25 to $30 million. Now add in France. Now add in Italy. Now add in Australia. Now add in all these other major international markets out there. This is why I say when you look at this, you're going, Lionsgate in this case for this film is already going to have at least half on the low end, if not maybe nearly all of it, of what they need to shoot this movie in cash up front from pre-selling the licensing rights to this thing and the distribution rights. Not licensing, but the distribution rights to it. Dude, this is what makes them, because again, they don't have, and this is the thing, they don't have the deep pockets of a Disney. They don't have the deep pockets of a Warner Brothers or a Universal Comcast. They're Lionsgate. They're a strong mid-major, but they don't have those big boy, multi-billion-dollar S&P 500 company type deep pockets. But they came up with a really brilliant idea. And good on them for that. Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.